Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, Lake Show Nation. If you thought the offseason buzz was heating up with names like OG Anunoby and Robert Williams III being floated, buckle up, because I've got a rumor hot off the wire that could reshape our entire franchise. Word on the street is that Nick Claxton, the Brooklyn Nets' switch-everything lob-seeking defensive phenom, is headed to LA this summer, and everything I'm hearing suggests this isn't just wishful thinking. In fact, multiple insider whispers claim Pelinka and the Lakers brass have been quietly crafting a package that Nets general manager Sean Marks won't be able to refuse. So let's dive into why Claxton makes perfect sense for our Lake Show, what kind of deal could land him here, and how his unique skill set alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic could give us the kind of defensive anchor and rim-running partner we've been craving. First, let's talk about what Claxton brings to the table. We haven't seen a Lakers big man with his blend of mobility, length, and rim protection instincts since the Dwight Howard era. Claxton stands 6'11" but measures a staggering 7'6" wingspan, allowing him to contest shots from guards all the way to centers. He's averaged over 2 blocks per game this past season, and opponents shot under 48% at the rim when he was on the floor. Eye-popping numbers for any defender, let alone one still refining his offensive polish. On top of that, Claxton's leap is so explosive that he finishes over 70% of his alley-oop chances, turning defensive stops into highlight reel fast-break dunks. Now imagine those full-court sprints with LeBron or Luka pinning the defense, throwing perfect entry lobs that Claxton thunders home. It's a modern Lakers highlight package begging to be filmed in Dolby Vision. Defensively, Claxton also excels in switch-heavy schemes. He can guard pick-and-roll ball handlers 1 through 5, sliding up onto wings or stepping into the paint against rolling bigs. Our playoff series against Minnesota exposed our soft spot when Anthony Edwards blew by our wings, and without a true rim protector behind them, it turned into a bloodbath. Claxton's presence alone forces teams to rethink attacking the rim, because no longer can they simply drive until they find a smaller defender. Claxton deters drives, disrupts interior spacing, and lets Darvin Ham storm out into full-court presses knowing a reliable shot blocker is lurking behind. No more scrambling rotations or late help. With Claxton anchoring, we could run our defensive schemes with full confidence, turning the Lakers into one of the league's top half-court units. On offense, while Claxton isn't yet a polished face-up scorer, he's shown flashes of skill that make him a serious upgrade over our current bigs. He can slip screens, pop to the short corner for mid-range darts, and put the ball on the deck to attack smaller defenders. In late-season pickups for the Nets, he averaged 12 points per game on over 65% true shooting. Impressive for a second-year player who spent most of his rookie year learning the pro game. More importantly, Claxton's pick-and-roll game fits perfectly with Doncic's playmaking wizardry. Picture Luka dribbling at the free-throw line, surveying the defense and hitting Claxton with a no-look bounce pass for an uncontested dunk. Or LeBron playing the facilitator from the wing, lobbing a perfect entry to Claxton rolling from the high hammer set. Those simple, high-efficiency actions add 15 or 20 points per game to our offense without relying on a constant barrage of threes. It gives coaches flexibility to dial up mid-range wrinkle plays, exploit slower matchups, and preserve LeBron's legs for the fourth quarter. Now, let's turn to the pressing question. How do we actually get Claxton from Brooklyn? The chatter is that the Nets view Claxton as a core piece, but they're also bracing for a rebuild overhaul. They've already explored moving Cam Johnson and Royce O'Neal for draft capital, so a package centered around a major young talent plus future picks could entice them. The most realistic scenario I'm hearing involves Max Christie, our 2022 first-round pick, plus 2 unprotected first-round picks, one from 2026 and another from 2028, and the rights to the Lakers' 2031 first if the pick swap doesn't convey. To sweeten the pot further, we'd include a veteran expiring deal, say Cam Reddish, and Scottie Pippen Jr. as a salary match. Christie, A 6'6" perimeter defender and blossoming three-point shooter gives Brooklyn a young wing with two-way upside. The first-rounders help them reload under Marks' asset-heavy rebuild, and the expiring contracts open cap space to take back a secondary free agent. It's a win-win. Nets accelerate their youth movement, Lakers land their defensive pillar. Of course, I know some of you will object. That's too much draft equity for one rotation player. But hear me out. Claxton isn't just a rotation player. He checks off multiple boxes: instant rim protection upgrade, alley-oop finisher, versatile defender, pick-and-roll menace, and someone who can guard the perimeter in switch schemes. Those aren't skills you find on the scrap heap. They're unique to a handful of players, and if we secure Claxton, we solidify our defense and open a new dynamic in transition offense. The draft capital is expendable when your window to win includes LeBron and Doncic. We need to strike now or risk watching Doncic's prime slip away while we hoard late-round picks. There's also the LeBron factor. LeBron has repeatedly said he wants to see the Lakers go all in for championship pieces around him. He's talked publicly about needing a stronger finisher above the rim to take pressure off Anthony Davis. I can almost see him watching those Nets highlights, nodding his head and telling Pelinka, "Do whatever it takes to bring that kid home." If LeBron's influence on the front office has any weight, Nick Claxton slides right into the center slot on our wish list. And word is, Pelinka and Magic Johnson Sr. have already scheduled Zoom calls with Claxton's camp, lightning fast. Work that shows us they're prioritizing this more than any headline chase. But let's dream even bigger. What if Pelinka also packages a follow-on deal for Cam Johnson from Brooklyn? Johnson, a career 39% three-point shooter who ironically only played sparingly for the Nets, suddenly becomes a perfect 3-and-D adjunct to LeBron and Luka. If we swing a bigger deal, say including Austin Reeves and Dalton Knecht plus draft picks, maybe Brooklyn unleashes that young sniper on Hollywood night. Suddenly, our wings are locked down, our backcourt is lethal, and our frontcourt booms. With Claxton's presence, LeBron gets his rim protector, Luka gets his pick-and-roll finisher, our three-point spacing skyrockets, we become the West's most lethal two-way squad overnight. I know it sounds crazy, Lake Show fam, but this is the kind of seismic move that separates contenders from pretenders. The Nets and Lakers have quietly discussed trade frameworks since February. I'm told the price will be hefty, but for once, Pelinka is prepared to spend like a champion. He knows the difference between a smart investment and a cap dump. He's watched analytics, defensive metrics, and film sessions that highlight Claxton's impact on every possession. Now comes the orchestration. Convencer o Brooklyn, firmar o accordo, e revelada nova era en Los Angeles. And trust me, when Pelinka unveils this trade, we'll all remember we were here on Lakers News Fan Report, first talking about the Claxton effect. If you're as swept up in this blockbuster drama as I am, Lake Show Nation, smash that like button, hit subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and ring that bell right now, because this is where we turn rumors into reality checks and fan passion. Into action. Okay, now that we've got our rallying cry out of the way, let's talk turkey. How do the Lakers actually seal the deal for Nick Claxton, and what does our Lake Show future look like once he's patrolling the paint in purple and gold? Buckle up, because I'm about to lay out the full play-by-play, from trade execution to playoff permutations, and why, deep down, I believe this is the splash move that finally cements us as title favorites. First, the nuts and bolts of the trade. We touched on one scenario. Max Christie, plus 2 unprotected first-round picks, 26 and 28, plus the 31 pick swap. Cam Reddish plus Scottie Pippen Jr. sent to Brooklyn in exchange for Nick Claxton. But here's how you finesse it for maximal Lakers. Gain. Pelinka packages Christie, 2026 first, 2030 first swap, and Gabe Vincent's expiring deal as the sweetener. By keeping Scottie and Reddish, we maintain backcourt depth, while Christie still gives Brooklyn a high upside wing. The Nets get immediate high-value assets and cap relief. Meanwhile, we secure Claxton without mortgaging our entire future. That's a deal I can get behind. Christie and one prime pick for a generational defender? Sign me up. Once Claxton arrives, the roster flips in delightful ways. LeBron can reduce his minutes protecting Davis on the block. Instead, Claxton becomes our primary lob finisher. Imagine LeBron handling from the top of the key, scanning the floor, and seeing both Doncic and Claxton streaking in transition. That's 20 guaranteed high-percentage points a night, points we lacked when Anthony Davis had off games or injuries. And speaking of Davis, Claxton's emergence takes load off his body. We saw AD's fractures and load management limit his playoff impact. Claxton's durability and youth mean we can manage AD's minutes more surgically, keeping both bigs fresh for a deep postseason run. Defensively? Oh man, we go from strong, but vulnerable, to legit top 3 defense in the league. Claxton's rim protection gives Darvin Ham freedom to unleash an ultra-aggressive switch and pressure scheme. Think double rim traps on pick and rolls with Claxton lurking behind, ready to devour any escape drive. On the perimeter, our wings, Beasley, Reeves, and eventually perhaps blue-chip rookie Dyson Daniels can gamble more, knowing Claxton has their back. No more open layups off baseline dribbles or quarter-court post-ups. Every contact under the rim will be met by a vertical wall of wingspan. Now let's play What If. What if Pelinka goes a step further and also lands Cam Johnson from Brooklyn? You saw the Nets' price tag, 3 first-rounders and Reddish or Christie. But if our pitch is, look, we'll give you Christie, 26 first, and we'll include Cameron Payne's expiring deal and a 2024 second-rounder. All to add Johnson, Brooklyn might blink, because Johnson's 44% career corner threes and 40% overall is pure steroid to spacing. Pair Claxton and Johnson with the shooters already on the roster, Maxey, just acquired, Austin Reeves, Dennis Schroeder's sub-5% usage rate, and the offense becomes unstoppable. You have lob threats, catch-and-shoot specialists, and 2 monsters to anchor the paint. That's the expansion pack everyone dreams of in a video game, but if we stick to one slam-dunk Claxton deal as the center point, the next strategic move is integrating him. Summer League becomes critical. Let Claxton run the Lob City circuit, connecting with LeBron and Luka in blistering transition drills on stream. Post those clips everywhere. X, TikTok, Instagram, so Brooklyn hears the unified roar of Lakers fans. Token message: Claxton's in LA. Don't even think about missing this trade. We flood the NBA landscape with Lake Show loyalty and excitement, turning every rumor into an inevitability. By training camp, Claxton should be headline news. You want to see him in team practices, sealing drives, rotating on perimeter, closeouts, then sprinting floor length for rim slam rehearsals. Public scrimmages get live-streamed to season ticket holders so that every fan feels like a front-row witness. LeBron, never shy, should hyped up and tweet a 270-degree lob from Doncic to Claxton with the caption, "Welcome, tall a big fella." Within 24 hours, Nets fans and media will all but admit, yep, it's done. Then opening night arrives. Sixers, Suns, Blazers, doesn't matter. Claxton steps to the scorer's table alongside Davis for the front court introductions. Every starter's name rings out, but the ovation for Claxton will be deafening. The moment the ball tip first touches his hand on a sealed lob and the rim conversations erupt, we'll know that the Lakers have executed the most brilliant off-season pivot in franchise annals. Of course, there will be skeptics. Claxton can't pop threes. He's not a playmaker. To them I say, we already have enough spacing with our shooters. We need the paint presence more. And as for playmaking, he's shown glimpses of passing out of double teams. a valuable third-quarter wrinkle to break traps. He's no Pascal. Siakam, but he's more than portable pick-and-roll fodder, and that's exactly what we're buying. Now, let's look at the playoff path with Claxton in tow. First round, opponent comes at us with perimeter speed. We hold them to 45% shooting at the rim. Second round, the other conference beast. They launch barrage of mid-range jumpers. We counter with shot-blocker-driven transition. In the conference finals, we face a paint bulldozer team. We match size and out-athlete them, turning their stars into jump shooters and stunting their offense. Then, in the NBA Finals, imagine Claxton contesting every MVP candidate's drive, cutting off angles, tipping passes, cleaning up glass. He's the ultimate secret weapon. Look, Lake Show Nation, this isn't just about adding a high-end rotation player. It's about strategically future-proofing the Lakers' title window around LeBron and Luka. We cannot afford to leave this summer unexploited with Brooklyn struggling and the league desperate for defensive pivots. Pelinka has the assets and the smarts. Now it's time to pull the trigger. We are the collective voice, the Lakers fan base, and together we can turn these rumors into headlines. When Claxton signs, you'll be proud that you played a part. Thanks for sticking with us in this epic deep dive. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss the Claxton Splash, plus our live reactions to every twist of the rumor mill. And until that first hurled lob slams home at Staples, keep your spirits sky high, because we're Lake Show and we believe in championships. Stay Lakers, forever and always.